Yeah. Oh, I was on the floor bleeding, and I had to go to the hospital. And then my boss came in and said, "Hey, can you come in tomorrow? You'd like me to read the entire thing? It's several paragraphs."
As a past user of the product,
it was okay. The review goes. It's titled "See You in Hell, Haribo's Sugar-Free Gummy Bears."
I think that's what they were.
It goes as follows. It was my last class of the semester. And
I get up, I start cursing, and as I'm walking out the door, we had a little door with panels of glass. I threw a punch, and I spiderwebbed this glass. It was the best punch I've ever thrown in my life.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Feeding the Ducks, the Pondcast, giving you little breadcrumbs of entertainment on a weekly basis. I am one of your hosts, the illegitimate fact checker, Kyle.
Illegitimate?
Yeah.
So you're the bastard child of this show?
That's for you to decide. I have no bearing on that knowledge.
I'm Joe. Welcome to the show.
All right. Hi. How's it going, everybody? It's I'd say it's been a while, but for everyone else, it's been a week.
No, we're on schedule. They don't have to know. They don't have to know how we're in panic mode here.
Oh, my God. It's been a hell of a week, and it has affected every single one of my projects, kind of.
Okay, well.
Because there's no... Well, as of recording this, it's a week before, so tomorrow there's no Kingpin Creations video. I had to push it back a day because, as you've mentioned, panic mode.
Well, here on Feeding the Ducks, we don't care about your other projects.
All right, cool. Thanks. Well, my other projects have gotten us interviews on this show, so.
All right. Well, okay. Well, then keep doing that. Get us more interviews.
I'm bored. Nah. I'm done with interviews.
Okay, no interviews.
Okay.
No interviews, that's it. It's just us.
Just interviews require work, and I'm just tired of working.
Funny you should mention work.
Why is that?
Nice segue. Well done. Well, this came to me the other day.
I swear I'm not reading a script right now.
This actually, I was wondering how we'd get into it, but that was good. We'll go
thanks.
with that. We'll work with that. But I was going to get into it because the other day, well, we've gotten some feedback from some very local people. Your sister has said, at least me, I curse too much, which is shocking since you're the one who curses the most on this show.
Wait, really?
What?
She said that?
Yeah, I said I curse too much. And your mother, we've said, and I quote, vulgar.
Yes.
Vulgar was the word used.
Yes.
So, not to talk about them, but it just it reminded me of a moment in one of my first jobs where I was involved because your sister wants to do a kind of a cursing contest to see who curses the least.
Oh, yeah, that was great. I've lost already.
You see, you're the problem. But I actually did that at one of my jobs.
Really?
Yes. Actually, two of our listeners, two of our bigger fans, Holly and Beth, I worked with over 30 years ago, and I had a cursing contest against Holly with Beth, who is a very religious Jewish person and does not curse much, had to be the judge of this contest.
Oh, boy.
Yes. So
Sounds
that was,
fun.
I won, by the way, with the least cursing, but because I tricked Holly.
Oh, God, what'd you do?
Well, we were tied. We did like a week, and I was very good. I didn't curse much during the whole week, and we were tied towards the end, and I tricked her into the show Bewitched many, 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 many years ago, way before you were a thing.
Oh, okay.
I had two characters, and they replaced the lead character with another character to play the same role, and both actors' name, real life names, started with Dick. The first name was Dick. And I somehow got her to say that enough for it to count, which it probably shouldn't have. And therefore, she lost, and I won. So that was what we did at one of my first jobs.
Bastard.
I did a cheat, but it got me into thinking about all the old jobs and all the ridiculous stuff I've gone through in jobs I had, and that was one of my first jobs, and just one of the many just surreal things that happened at that particular place, and many along the way. But so I have some job stories, horror stories, funny stories, just your everyday work related things, and I know you have a few. So let's do
yes,
that. Let's
although
talk about
recently we couldn't remember whatever the hell my first job was.
We don't remember your jobs.
Yeah.
I go back like many years to my first jobs, and you couldn't remember the 2 jobs you've had in your life.
Yeah,
3 jobs.
I'm drawing a couple blanks now because I'm looking at the list. There's got to be more.
You're supposed to write this down.
I know I am, and I'm drawing blanks.
How are you drawing blanks?
Because it's hard to remember what you've done.
I just remembered something from over years ago.
I got other things to worry about in the present. I don't have time to remember last week.
Okay.
Come on, man. I got to worry about lunch tomorrow.
All right. Well, you want me to carry the whole show with memories of work-related shows?
Go ahead.
No, tell me about one, because I know there's one of yours that I'm interested in getting into.
I don't know which one you're talking
exactly
about.
what I'm talking
No, I
about.
don't, because there's a few that could fall under the category.
I really want to hear about your lighting, your problems with lighting.
That doesn't narrow it down at all. So, as I have done, and many people my age, and something that I firmly believe everybody should be required to do at least once in their life, I had a job in retail. And I say everybody should be required to do it because it might put some fucking respect on some older people. Also, lost the cursing.
That's one curse.
I genuinely believe that people need experience working in retail, and that would drastically decrease the asshole population.
That's true.
In this country. Asshole doesn't count. It's fine. That's
bastard doesn't count.
That's a mild word.
I agree. I've worked in retail too, so I know what you mean. Customer service, I guess you would call it. Or
This particularly has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying overall in retail, there should be a thing. But no, both of these, one of these were on me. The other one, not quite sure what happened. So we'll start with that one. I worked in a retail store, and it was a furniture store with lighting and knickknacks and all that stuff. For I'm not going to give the name.
No, we don't have to give names.
This was
protect the guilty.
Yeah. But part of my job, when so required, was to go up into the lighting fixtures and unhook chandeliers to bring them down for people, to which I would then print a ticket, give it to them, and I believe, I could be wrong about this might be only bigger items, but what happened with some of the items is you held on to it, they went to pay, and then they would get the car or something. Yeah. I don't think that applied for chandeliers because they were, at least most of them were small enough.
Was the chandelier put in some kind of box, or you just took it off the ceiling?
You take it down, give it to them, give them a ticket, they go on their way.
Seriously?
There's no box or anything.
Okay.
Really weird.
Okay.
Especially since we had
I don't see anything that could possibly go wrong in this situation.
No. And since they probably, this is theory, but I'm guessing since you had a ticket with the barcode, you printed the ticket with the barcode that was scanned to pay for it, it would not be registered by the little beepy things at the front of the store.
Beepy things, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called.
They're called beepy things.
Sensors?
Yeah. Beepy things. Yes.
Yeah, beefy things. they wouldn't, if you walked past without paying, I'm going to go woo woo woo, because that's exactly what happened. I got this woman a chandelier that they asked for. I printed the ticket. I think I went to go do something else, and a couple of minutes later, my boss is like, "Whatever happened with that chandelier lady?" I'm
Something's
like,
missing up here.
I'm like, what happened? I gave her the ticket and went on my way. He went around and he went to the cashier. He's like, this woman never came by. A woman never came by with a chandelier, right? Well, they're like, I don't think so.
That's something you'd remember.
Yeah, and it's not like this was like a crowded store and it's like, someone did and I forgot. She was like maybe the one or two other customers in the store, and this woman just took the chandelier and walked out the front door.
Now,
which is partly on them because the chandeliers are right next to the front door.
But a chandelier is not something you normally shoplift. A Twix bar is something you shoplift, not a chandelier. You don't put that under your jacket and walk out.
No, she put it in the shopping cart and walked out the front door. because guess what? Nobody at that store was being paid enough to care.
All right. Well, so walked out with a chandelier. That's a pretty good steal. That's a good one.
And then another time, another lighting related incident.
Same place?
Same place.
Oh, man. Why did they keep you in the lighting section?
Because they didn't have enough employees during the week to garner every other section. There were pillows, there were rugs, there were knickknacks, there were couches.
How much would a chandelier go there for?
I have no idea. I'm going to, let's say 50 to 300. Maybe.
$300 for a chandelier?
Is that too high? Let's go 50 to 52 then.
No, it sounds low.
Oh.
I don't know how much chandelier, but 300 for a chandelier.
300 to 301.
Oh, okay. That's much better. Now we're talking.
So I am anxious most of the time about bad things happening. And so, working with actual live wiring constitutes as one of those things.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
especially on a ladder high up, surrounded by glass.
I don't like that at all.
So
I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly happened this one. Memory's foggy, but I went to. So I had to get another chandelier.
Are there any more left at this point?
Well, I don't know after this one. And so I got the ladder, I pulled it up. Maybe I got caught on one of them or something. I don't remember, but I went up, I unhooked the chandelier, I got it, I brought it down. I think I moved the ladder and something happened where one of them was like caught, swung back, hit another one, and shattered.
Two?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure only one broke, but it hit something to shatter. I'm pretty sure on top of me. And
so you shattered the chandelier.
Yeah, shattered a chandelier.
So you gave one away,
if you want to call it that.
Gave it away to the 100th shopper of the day. Yeah. Apparently,
we were not getting 100 shoppers during the week.
You just trashed it.
I did just gone.
Was it like just glass everywhere?
Probably.
Did you get any on you, like in your hair or anything?
I want to say it was a couple of years ago, so I don't remember. But I want to say, I feel like I was like right under it.
Covered in glass?
Yeah, but I wasn't stabbed, luckily.
Stabbed?
I didn't have to pull glass out of my back, so yeah.
You should have said that anyway.
Yeah. I was on the floor bleeding, and I had to go to the hospital. And then my boss came in and said, "Hey, can you come in tomorrow?"
And we're going to have to take that out of your paycheck.
Yeah.
Wow, that's stay away from chandeliers.
Yeah. I don't have anything other horror mishaps like that. The pillows in that place smelled horrible.
What?
The pillows. The pillow aisle kind of smelled moldy. So I would bring like a little jar of like lemon scented oil and just sniff it whenever I had to work in pillows.
You're sniffing lemon oil at work? Is that allowed?
I couldn't stand it. It was nauseating.
I've been in that store.
No, the pillows are bad.
What are you doing on the pillows? Stop taking naps in the back room on the pillows. Holy God.
I was reaching in to organize the pillows.
Okay.
They were like packed shoulder to shoulder, and you had to shove more pillows into the entire place. Retail sucks.
That was
retail sucks.
I did retail once. I did retail at a health food store.
Okay.
That was actually my very first job. Worked in this health food store, and I was like high school or just graduated high school. So I was about 120 pounds. I kind of look like you.
Hey, I'm 120 pounds.
120 pounds. And all these had all the health food and stuff, but it all had all the weightlifter stuff, the proteins, the whatever, the pills. So these big guys would come in, and I'd have to tell them about the product. Like, do you use it? Does it work for you? I'm 120 pounds. Talking to a 250-pound man. Yeah, I put on 5 pounds last week. Look at me. So I was the sales. I was actually the stock boy.
Oh,
but I'm on the floor, so they would ask me questions like, "Is this stuff good?"
You got C.
Like, hey, look at me.
Hey, you got C4.
That's amazing. I suggest you use this immediately. So yeah, that, and then there was the
C4 and IO3.
That was it. I was mostly in the wheat germ section. I packed wheat germ. Yeah, wheat germ was big back then. That was like the thing that was going to save everyone's life. Wheat germ.
I still don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
I've heard it. I heard it in one Adam Sandler movie, and then I got nothing. I don't know what the hell it is.
All I know is that I had to stock that, and that bin was empty every hour. People were buying wheat germ like crazy back then.
What is wheat germ?
What is wheat germ? Is the bane of my existence.
Health benefits of the germ of a cereal grain is the part that develops into a plant. It is the seed embryo. Along with bran germ, it is often
bran germ.
It is often a byproduct of the milling that produces refined grain products. Let's learn the health benefits.
It was a miracle food back then, and I think that they realized that it wasn't.
Yeah. Health benefits. There are several health benefits to wheat germ. Wheat germ is not a food that is eaten on its own, but there are several other ways that incorporate into its diets. That's the end of the segment.
That's it. Yeah.
It's health benefits, those two sentences, maintenance and natural body functions.
Yeah, it was like the American, and then all of a sudden people were like, nah, this really isn't that good.
There are some benefits. Trust us.
There's some. It's not terrible.
Yeah, won't kill you.
Yes.
Maybe.
But you know what we also had?
What?
We had laxative gummy bears. You know how I found out we had laxative gummy bears?
Okay.
After I ate a giant bag.
Oh, no.
About 3/4 away of this jumbo bag of laxative gummy bears, I look at the back and go, oh, look at that. It says laxative. But that's not where this story ends. After I eat 3/4 of the laxative gummy bears, I go out after work with my friends to the Sizzler. Have you ever heard of the Sizzler?
No, but I can't imagine
Sizzler
it sounds
is
good.
Basically the laxative gummy bear of steak joints. Because that's where I went after that. But no, I am not done. Because we partied all night when we were young. We went to a diner after that.
Why?
Where I got we didn't do anything. We weren't fun. And I got myself a pineapple ice cream sundae. So now I'm going back home, and I'm going back home lights and sirens. Because bad things are happening.
Okay.
I can tell.
Okay. Now.
Okay, what?
So.
Yeah.
What you said has reminded me of this.
Well, you don't want to hear how this story
okay.
comes out?
Go ahead.
As they say.
I really don't.
The thing is, I came home, I ran straight to the bathroom, woke my parents up to the point where when I came out of the bathroom, they were like looking at me thinking I was drunk or on drug. Like, why did you come home and run to the bathroom? And my excuse was, I ate laxative gummy bears. Sounding like the worst lie ever. But unfortunately for me, like everything else, it is true.
Okay. So that you said that reminded me of this thing on the internet. On Amazon, you can buy sugar-free gummy bears.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, whatever they use to replace the sugar with basically makes some laxative.
I think that might have been my thing.
So
I thought I'm saying, I like gummy bears. These are good for you.
So there's this one review on the internet.
Is it mine?
No, but I'm sure it's similar. Would you like me to read the entire thing? It's several paragraphs.
As a past user of the product.
It was okay. The review goes, it's titled, "See You in Hell, Haribo's Sugar-Free Gummy Bears."
I think that's what they were.
It goes as follows. It was my last class of the semester, and the final exam was worth 30% of our grade. After a late night study session, I felt confident, but I decided between sleeping in or cooking breakfast. My eyelids chose sleep. My stomach later regretted this decision. After several uncomfortable stomach growls, I finally decided to make a quick stop by the campus bookstore and grab a snack before my test. Since the semester was ending and everybody was going home for the summer, a lot of items were on sale, including snacks and candy that they kept up front. Being in the hungry state that I was, it felt only logical to pick the largest yet least expensive candy in order to get more bang for my buck.
Dude, get a
and
Snickers bar.
There they sat, 2 bags of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. Buy one, get one free. What a deal, I thought naively. I would eat 1 bag before my test and 1 bag afterwards. As I walked to class, I gleefully chewed on these abominable little bastards, unaware of the utter mayhem that would soon unleash upon my poor anus. I sat down at my desk.
I feel you,
we're
buddy.
not even close to done. As I walked to class, I gleefully drew, blah, blah, blah. I sat down at my desk as my professor informed us that due to the issues with cheating in the past, restroom breaks would be prohibited until the completion.
This is called the perfect storm. The perfect shit storm, this is called.
I'll give you 10 minutes to use the restroom now. This will be your last chance. Any takers?
That would be me.
The demon bears hadn't released. The demon bears hadn't released their unholy necromancy upon my stomach yet.
This guy's a great writer, by the way.
So in my moment of ignorant foolishness, I remained seated, still munching on those miniature.
You still eating them? Oh my God.
On those miniature bear-shaped.
Dude, you got to get the punchline out.
Bear-shaped.
Oh my God. This might be a while, folks. Can we put up one of those having technical issues?
Bear-shaped bombs. Oh, I'm sorry. After the students. I'm sorry.
You got some editing to do.
After the students wise enough to take the professor's offer had returned, the professor handed out the test. It was 6 questions, and when it happened, I was 6 questions in when it happened. It started subtly at first, almost like a slight tingly sensation in my lower abdomen. I thought nothing of it, assuming my intestines were doing their thing. Little did I know that my intestines were trying desperately to warn me of the horror that was on the horizon. This is brilliantly written.
This is well written.
By question 9, it happened again. By this time, it was followed by a sharp pain as if those inferior hellions had orchestrated an attack upon my colon. I fought to contain the groan that tried to escape my lips. It was at this point I began to panic. Something was going horribly wrong. No, I'm sorry. He wrote horribly wrong. I needed to get through this test before it got any worse. By question 14, my worst fear was upon me. The Satan bear's burning hot liquidy dark magic crashed against...
Wait, shit himself? In class?
Crashed against my anal sphincter like a tidal wave.
I think we've heard enough.
I was able to close the hatch just in time, but those relentless...
Oh, this poor bastard.
But those relentless toxic gummy bears beat against it like orcs breaking down the door of Helm's Deep. Breaking down the doors of Helm's Deep. I knew I wouldn't be able to do so much as shift in my seat without
this poor guy.
Risking a breach.
I hope this was his senior year and he didn't have to go back after this.
No, it just says last class of the semester. I kept fighting.
Finish this up.
Okay, I kept fighting through the exam, clenching my cheeks with all my might. Beads of sweat began rolling down my neck. Suddenly, a loud grueling, gargling war cry came from my stomach, and the entire class lifted their heads. At this point, nothing mattered except expelling the ungodly presence from my bowels. With 15 questions left, I promptly wrote C for every answer and ran out of the classroom. My professor yelled something, but I was too preoccupied with the volcanic eruption that needed to take place before I could find sweet relief. I burst into the restroom like the Kool-Aid Man.
What happened?
I burst into the restroom like the Kool-Aid Man. And behold, the handicap stall was empty. Sun rays from the adjacent window shone upon it as if it were a gift from God himself. It took me less than 0.5 seconds to undo my belt buckle, pull down my pants, and finally relax my weary buttocks upon the toilet seat. It took absolutely no effort to expel this demon. Almost immediately, the floodgates of hell were opened, and the damned liquefied souls of the entire bag's worth of gummy bears cried as the burning through my sphincter and into the watery abyss below. I had never felt such simultaneous relief and anguish in my life. After 30 minutes or more of this, I immediately went home, dug a hole in my backyard, and burned the remaining bag of gummy bears. I leave with this. Do not, I repeat, do not eat these spawns of Satan. Not only do they cause me to fail my final test, but the anguish I experienced is something I wouldn't wish upon anyone, not even my worst enemy. The only thing these godforsaken hell bears belonged are buried in the deep below the earth's surface.
It would have been great if he recommended them at the end. It was still pretty good. It still tasted good. I wouldn't mind getting another.
I have a story similar to this.
I will say this. I totally relate to his experience, although there's no way I could put it as eloquently as he did.
Not gummy bears, but something happened to me during school. I don't know. I'm not going to go into detail, but I don't know what happened. But I ate something that day that ruined the whole day. I had to throw out a pair of pants that day.
Okay. We're not going in this direction. But yeah, that was it. That's probably the same exact gummy bears that I had.
What's funnier is I don't think that's the review I was looking for.
There's more?
I think there was another one.
Horrible. The fact that I ate a dinner at a really rough place and then had a dessert. So we're talking a couple hours before I had my problem.
Oh my God.
But that's yes, I can relate to that. We should have him as a guest on the show and talk about that.
Oh my God,
yeah,
my life is different now after reading that.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, that's my that's a kindred spirit right there because I can relate on that. Yeah, let's get off the bowl, as they say, and we'll continue.
I got nothing that can top that.
No, we should have ended with that.
Real quick, same retail store. A contact fell out during my shift, and that place was full of dust, so I wasn't comfortable touching my eye, and I didn't have glasses on me, so it was a kind of half in, half
You
out
did a one eye shift
vision.
For how long?
Not even that. Like I didn't know what to do because one eye was clear as my contacts can be, and one eye was blurry as hell because my eyes suck.
So you had one contact
and it was just annoying to keep one eye closed for however longer I had to be there.
Like that, yeah.
Especially since it was a closing shift in retail, and if anyone's worked the closing shift of retail, you never know when you're getting out of there.
There's no end
so
to that, yes.
I took a receipt and taped it over my eye.
Oh my God.
And my boss promptly went, essentially, the fuck are you doing?
At that point, go home. Go home.
How could I go home? I couldn't drive.
He should have said, we really don't need you here. You have a receipt taped to your eye.
I think I drew an eye on it to try to fool him.
Oh my God. Did it work?
No, it did not work. It was that losing your contacts is bad.
I know. I've driven with one
really?
Contact. Yeah, a long way.
God.
No stops or anything. I was like, oh, this ain't good. This ain't good.
No, that's bad.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah. Retail. So ever have any kind of confrontation at work?
I mean, I worked the games at Six Flags, so
yes, is the answer there.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Rough. Games and retail are anything where you have to deal with money and people.
Anything with
rough.
people, any kind of sales thing.
Yeah.
But my confrontations, I've worked in mostly offices after that, and I hate confrontation.
Yes.
I don't want to get into them. I don't want to get my ass kicked.
Yeah, exactly.
But yet I always get into them. Everywhere I go, every job has ended like this.
Might be you.
I don't think it's me. I don't think it's me. It's everyone else. But one situation. This is one of my favorite because this kind of gave me a reputation.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Working at a place, and they were. It was in the city, so I'm in Jersey in the city. It was about an hour and a half commute. And not bad. I mean, it's what it is. That's where the work was. So an hour and a half. But they rumors started that they were going to move where I worked to Connecticut, which would have been over 2.5 hour drive, which means I'm out of a job.
Right.
But the rumors would go back and forth. They weren't telling us everything. They were keeping us in the dark.
Right.
Finally, we find out that the big bosses are going to come to our place and tell us what the deal is.
Okay.
So before that happens, we go out to lunch and where everybody's all like amped up. We're going to tell them we're tired of the way they've doing this.
Oh, no.
And get me amped up.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm out of a job now. I don't know about anybody else, but I know I'm out of a job. So I'm all jacked up. So they come over and they'll get us all in the hall, in the whatever, the lobby area, and they're all talking. They do their spiel and basically tell us we're going to be moving to Connecticut. So at the end, they say, okay, we're going to open it up. And I want to jump in first because I know everybody else is going to say, but I want to go first. So I go first and I start railing into them. And I'm like, you guys did a terrible job on this. You didn't tell us. It's a terrible way to do business. And the big boss there is like, Pep, calm down. And I'm so riled up. I'm like, my friends call me Pep. You ain't my friend. This to the big boss. But what do I care? I'm out of a job. We're going back and forth. And I get to a point where, well, you know what? I think a lot of people here agree with me. And I look around and everybody put their head down. And it was just me. And the boss kind of looked at me like, yeah. How do you got now, tough guy? It's like when you ever see those old shows where everybody's lined up and they say to volunteer, step forward, and everybody takes one step back and jerk off over here, standing over there. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, so I ended my spiel and I stormed off while the meeting was still going on. I went back to my office. So I go in my office and I'm a little pissed off. And then a couple people come back in and they're laughing. I lose my shit again. I get up, I start cursing, and as I'm walking out the door, we had a little door with panels of glass. I threw a punch, and I spiderwebbed this glass. It was the best punch I've ever thrown in my life. The thing just shattered, and I stormed out of there like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'm like, oh shit, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. But I will say this.
Oh, that's amazing.
What?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. The thing stayed there. Nobody fixed it because they were leaving. They weren't going to fix it. And I still was. I had. There was like 2 months before they moved, so I was there another 2 months. No one talked to me. Everybody said a word about the glass. No one talked. I would go to meetings after this, and now because now I got this reputation. This guy's nuts. I would go into meetings in a trench coat. I'd walk into the meetings wearing a long trench coat and just sit there.
Okay, less amazing. Less amazing.
Somebody actually texted me who was in the meeting during the meeting, said, "Let me know before you start shooting."
No,
and now I'm hysterical. I'm hysterical laughing.
You
in the meeting.
can't do that.
I didn't. He texted me.
No, you.
I wasn't going to shoot up. I just wanted. It was a badass look.
Stop. You're giving.
No, I didn't do it.
You're giving them too much.
No, I wore the trench or a leather jacket, and then I went to see the boss right before after I got another job, and I'm leaving. So I went in my leather because that's what you do.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Okay.
And we're going back and forth, and it's a little tense. And I say to him, I said, with this move, you know what's going to happen? You're going to lose a lot of people. Know how many people they lost?
You.
The jerk off I mentioned before. That would be awful. A complete. I take it as a W. Maybe from an outsider, looks like I gained nothing from it, but that glass stood there until the end. Shat as a memory. Like, don't fuck with that guy in the corner. He's insane.
Great job.
Yeah, that was good. That was me. That was my way out of there.
I have not done that.
No. Try it. It's good for the resume.
I'm sure there's others there's jobs I would have liked to do that too. Probably not as bad being a part-time retail job, but still would have felt good to tell them to screw off. Especially since in this particular plaza where I worked, there were 3 other sister brands of the same
you were
parent
back here?
brand.
We're at the Chandelier store. Still.
Yeah.
You had some fun there. I said.
This place was hell on earth. And that's not counting Six Flags, which was a 2 to 8 shift every day of the week, meaning I got home around 10 and we usually went to bed around 5 a.m.
Wait. Let's do the math here. You worked 2 to 8.
Yes.
You weren't 2 hours away from Six Flags.
No, but once again, it was a closing shift.
Okay,
so
you had the closing thing.
The park closes at 8.
Yeah, so you have to do your...
doesn't mean they start kicking people out till like 8:39ish.
Okay. Those.
And then everything's got to get cleaned up, and then you got to wait for your boss to be like, all right, go count your money. You can go home. And since it's a closing shift, everybody's counting the money at the same time. So you're waiting in this dingy shack that's about 3 by 3, literally about here, waiting for them to go, these 2 people to go through everyone to be like, okay, you're good. Go clock out by phone.
By phone?
You called, you typed in your number and said, press 1 to clock out.
Seriously?
Press 2.
Didn't have those old-fashioned... No.
I haven't done that yet. That's as much as I would hate to work a job like that. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind
that anymore.
Yeah, no.
Wait, so why did you go to bed at 5 o'clock?
Because I woke up at like 12 and I need some me time.
Wait. So you got home from work and you stayed up till 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's on me. I get that, but
you only worked 6 hours. I don't know. You didn't lose an entire day. Why did you need?
It might have been 2 to 10.
Okay.
Now that I'm thinking about it, a theme park closing at 8 o'clock during the summer is a little weird.
Yeah, it probably was later.
It probably was,
later. It was later.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay.
But
that's a long day.
The rest of the points still stand. Just because the park closes doesn't mean they're kicking people out.
No.
And
gotta get that last ride on Superman.
And the fun part was
Runaway Train. What's there? What's the place where I lost my
Runaway
phone?
Runaway Train. Yeah, you want to tell that story? It's not related to the topic, but
I just want to know where it is. I was on Runaway Train. I had my phone.
The Ducks took it.
I think so. I was on the train. I had my phone.
Your dare, I believe it was.
It was a dare. It was so sweet. And then when the train stopped, my phone was gone. And I asked them where my phone went. And they all looked down at the pond where 1,000 phones went to their
They say
watery
don't bring
grave.
it on the ride. That one's on you.
That was on me. I should have.
But no, the fun part too about working the games is you're kind of in the, not quite the back, but the middle of the park.
Yeah.
So when they start kicking people out, they walk past you.
And they want to play one more game?
Oh, yes, they do.
Why don't you shut it down?
I couldn't do that.
Why don't you deflate all the basketballs or whatever you were doing?
I would have loved to. But no, there were also, then there was the cleanup where it's like, oh, hey, the game, like 20 feet that way, please bring all the basketballs down the hill into our back storage room.
Why did you just leave them? Who's going to sneak into and play basketball?
No, the thing was locked too. I don't know. Certain things about that was and was not good. You know what? I'm going to give a not horror story for Job because
I got a not horror story.
Yeah,
we should end on happy notes instead of
yes, because this might have been my favorite part about the job, which didn't relate to the job itself. Was also the greatest, probably last day of work I've ever had. So there was this one thing. There was
this is Six Flags still.
Yeah, there's like three main areas of games. Two are like right next to each other. One's on the other side. I was usually in we'll call it Game Center number 3, which had like the roly-poly horse race where you roll the balls into the holes and it moves the horse.
Yeah, I know.
That, the ring toss,
Yeah.
basketball, cup toss. That's where those games were. Right before that, they had whack-a-mole, the water races, the throwing the can thing, and they had archery. They had, so you bow and arrow, knock a ball off of an air current. And they want you to play the games you could.
Do you want who to play the game?
The people, the workers,
to
play it, to promote them.
Okay, but you should be good at it, no?
Oh, I was good at this one. The archery one was my favorite. And when it rained and the park was like empty, I would go across the little way because there was rows of games, one on each side. There was the archery right across from the whack-a-mole. When you'd
shoot the whack-a-moles?
No. When there was no one around, I would take the bow and arrow, go all the way over to the whack-a-mole, and shoot it from there.
In the rain? That must have looked good. You should have got a picture of that. Cool.
I do have one video where I shot it, ricocheted off the ground, and hit the ball.
Was there like a lightning behind you as you shot it? That'd be a cool picture.
I didn't get a picture. It wasn't of me.
Oh.
I could only. I was 2 different places, so I focused the camera on the ball, not me.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
And then
should have got a 3-camera shoot.
But this is what happened my last day of work. I put in my 2 weeks, whatever. I'm like, I'm out of here. School's starting. I'm part of the aforementioned play where I broke my leg.
Yeah, we got that.
No. Yes. No. This was Little Shop of Horrors, actually.
Oh, that was fun. We don't have to go into that.
But it was raining. There was no one there, and I was on archery. So I got to play archery in the rain and got sent home early and bought an empanada on my way out.
That sounds like a good
greatest last day of work.
That sounds like a good day.
That was the best last day of work I've ever had.
That sounds like my Live Aid day, which I'll go into another time. My July 13th.
Okay.
One of the greatest days ever. I'll go into that another time.
All right.
But I'm going to, because I told that story of how I lost my shit.
Yeah.
This is the same place. We did a lot of fun things there. I believe I talked about the eating contest.
Right.
With my good friend Carolyn.
Yes.
We did another thing. She was basically big on the practical jokes, the pranks.
Right.
She was like a master. But this one day, this guy brought in his lunch. And you put your lunch in the fridge, right? Your little sandwich. You got it wrapped up in tin foil, got your name on it. It's your lunch.
Never had that experience yet, but go ahead.
We discovered his lunch there one day.
Oh, okay.
And we opened up his lunch, and we took a bite at it. And then put it back. I'll tell you, when somebody lost their shit, talk about me losing my shit, he was so angry. He was yelling, who does this? Who would take a bite out of it? And Carolyn, to her credit, was sitting there so calm, said to, maybe you took a bite out of it when you made it this morning. Stopped him in his tracks. Like for a second, like, did I do that? And then went back to ranting and raving. But I almost pissed my pants when we did that. We ate the poor, took a bite out of the poor guy's lunch, and he lost his shit. And then once they put a pie out for everyone to have,
right.
Me and her got hold of a couple forks. No one else had a chance at that point.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, we were pretty. I won't tell you what we did to some guy's office once. But,
Yeah, I know.
but those are some good times. That was fun.
Like a blast.
What?
Sounds like a blast.
And that was fun. What I would do is I would come in the morning. At this point, that job I just had it down. So I would get in a little early. I'd bang out everything I had to do, get my day completely ready. Get it to the guy who was going to do all the work, the editor, basically.
Right.
I had all my stuff done.
Yeah.
By before like 9 o'clock, and then she came in, and then we wreaked havoc the rest of the day.
Oh my god,
that was my job.
Oh my god,
that was my job for a while until I imploded and punched the glass.
Oh, nice job, Same place.
It was a good run until.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Punch the glass?
No, just the wreak havoc thing. There's about 3 people where I work now, so they probably know who it was.
No, I don't recommend you do this, but you kind of wreaked havoc when you dropped the chandelier on the floor. I never did that.
They were asking for it. Oh, and there was another time where I broke like 3 knives, like 3 box cutters.
How do you break box cutters?
Because I think I had like the flu or something.
What, just sneeze on them?
No, I could barely stand up. Not that my boss cared because I was still
Is this the
breathing.
same job you're walking around with one eye?
Yeah.
This guy must have thought you were a mess. What the?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be working.
But as retail goes, if you're even still kind of breathing, you're okay to work.
Yes, that's true.
But no, I could not hold. I was barely conscious. I couldn't hold anything. And to top it off, I had these wacky gloves for cut resistance or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I just kept dropping these box cutters, and they kept opening.
Oh, the
little plastic
ones?
cases.
Yeah.
No, not silver ones. These were like little plastic ones that open sideways.
And you broke 3 of them?
I
Did you have to
like
keep
3
going
of them.
back and asking for more?
No, I was in the warehouse, so I just turned around, went back to the shelf they were on.
I dropped a case of Snapple once at the health food place.
And that's when they had the glass bottles.
The glass bottles. I was in the back storage room. I got it, and the thing just collapsed. You know the movies when everything goes slow motion. You see them break in 3 different.
Yeah.
Oh my God! 24 bottles of Snapple.
Oh.
I think one survived. I drank it with my gummy bears.
Oh, God. No, not the same day.
That would have been someday.
Oh my God.
No, I remember the gummy day being a good day. I was so excited when I left for work. Like that guy, I was very happy with my giant bag of gummy bears. And like that guy, it ended. What do they call them? Demon bears? I love that. That was great. That was great. Yeah, so those are my those are just a few of my work-related history.
I'm quite young, so I don't have too much of a work.
Well,
I can talk about my current job and the shit show that is.
This job?
This one?
This job? Yeah,
my coworkers on this show are a nightmare.
In this place.
No, but no, I don't have, other than,
I've probably gotten more fights with you on this show than all my other jobs and my confrontations.
No punching glass, though.
I have not punched. There's no glass to punch around here.
No.
Brick wall. I'm going to break my hand.
No. Yeah. Other than the, obligatory retail horror stories that everyone is entitled to, not too much yet. And I kind of hope it stays that way.
No. Yeah, don't be me. That's the moral of this story. Don't be me. Don't light those bridges on fire.
Yeah.
And then blow them up and then piss on them. Don't do that.
I don't intend to.
I don't
intend to. If you want to hear more from us.
What? That's it?
I got
more.
You do?
What about the place that burned down?
If you want to hear more from us, you can find us at FTDcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I'm sorry, X now. Instagram, TikTok, Threads, your local bulletin board, Times Square, not unlike the billboards, just in a pizza shop.
What, Elmo? Walking around with those dirty, filthy Elmos in there?
Oh, God. We should do that.
Walk around as Elmo?
No, just start handing out flyers.
Handing out flyers? What is this, 1975? We got a band? We're in a van giving out things?
Yeah.
All right.
You can find
we'll
me.
go old school.
Yeah. Okay. You can find me at Kingpin Creations on some of the ones I just listed: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. King with a Y.
And you continue to put the wrong X thing for me. It is.
I don't have to change that in like all the descriptions.
I don't
everybody
care.
knows this.
No, believe me. No. Unless the other guy that you put down is getting all of them. Because
Yeah,
not going to
okay.
be. It is the Joe Pep 1. But on Instagram, I am Joe Pep 27. I know I should be consistent, but apparently there's a lot of Joe Peps out there.
I
stealing crap.
gotta look at this.
What are you looking at?
I gotta see if I got the wrong one. Because I
Well,
don't believe
you got Joe Pep 27, which was my old one, which was hacked, and now somebody has it and is probably putting like porn on it. Maybe, I don't know. I keep checking this.
Well, it's fine. Neither of yours are actually clickable links anyway. I screwed the pooch on this one.
No wonder my social media isn't taking off.
That's all we got for you today. We'll see you next week for more ducks. Take care, everybody.
Exciting.